Hello everybody, welcome back to Mewtwo Money. As always, come over here to the subscribe button, hit that subscribe, hit that bell icon, click on all, and that way you won't miss a video. Let's get started. Everywhere you look right now, people are saying the same thing. Pokemon is dead, prices are crashing, no one is buying, no! And then while that spreads, Pokemon did something that completely contradicts what everybody's saying. They just locked in on the largest printing expansion that we have ever seen. 1.27 million square foot manufacturing campus for unlimited Pokemon printing. Alright? This is crazy. This is crazy. We've talked about this before. We released some updates from Millennium Print Group who did in fact confirm all these details and the estimated completion time, which is, they're saying, late 2028. So, this isn't a warehouse. This isn't just storage coming from overseas. This is an industrial scale production. So, everything right now that's currently in the new location is being upgraded, and then a new advanced facility is being built, and then fully operational by 2028. The printer itself is owned by the Pokemon Company. So the Millennium Print Group is the contracted group to operate this. So if Pokemon was actually dying, if demand was collapsing, why would they spend billions of dollars locking in all this? Unless demand is actually increasing at such a rapid pace that they need to do something about it, and the next course of action was to literally open up a whole new printing facility. That's how strong this market is. So this is where most people are going to be trapped into the thinking where more printing equals bad, more supply means death, reprints hold no value. This is completely not true. Pokemon has always operated in cycles, okay? They create certain cards that drive scarcity. Scarcity drives hype. Prices go parabolic. Pokemon comes in and says, all right, there's a lot of demand. We're going to print as much as we can. They end up overprinting because by the time printing catches up to actual hype, hype has already slowed down a little bit. And then it creates this bear market, or we don't like to see that in the TCG world, just a down market where you can buy things that will be more affordable prices. However, most people don't stick around. The complainers today don't wait around for the future for when prices actually are cheap. They come back when the hype comes back, and then they start complaining, oh, scalpers, oh no. Crazy. So now let's look at competitive play. What's going on in competitive play? So now we have the Charizard EX and Noctowl EX competitive cards that just won in the regionals. These decks are very, very punishing to any player that is unprepared to go up against it. So we will see some hype come back to this Goldango EX card and the Charizard and Noctowl cards, which are going to be in strong demand coming up. So let's see where that goes. Keep an eye on that. Check this out. Is this how people are messing with prices? Manipulating prices? Not an accusation, just an observation. Let's take a look.
$10,000. But you want it to be a $20,000 card. You bid it up to $20,000. And it sells for $20,000. And you pay for it for $20,000. Because you're going to get 19 of that back. Now you're into that $10,000 card, $10,000 plus one. The $1,000 it cost you to buy your own card back. Your cost basis is $11,000, but you now have a public comp on that card of 20 grand. Your cost into it is 11. Maybe you could take it to a show and sell it to a repacker for 80% and make 5 grand. I'm not saying this happens. I'm saying it could happen very, very easily. Let's say you have a...
So this is a very, very important point to understand. And this is why low population cards are very easy to run up in price, but also crash down in price. Because of this exact reason. people that have an edge or control on the market, which are a lot of the YouTubers that you're seeing today, who have hoarded insane amounts of these cards, essentially kind of contributing to this hype. It really boggles my mind how PokeRev comes on to YouTube every other day, opens 1,000 packs, and has the audacity to be like, make videos like, guys, I don't know where the hobby's going. It's bad. You know, no one can find packs anywhere. Anyway, I'm opening up a bazillion packs today. Like, come on, man. Come on, man. That's some crazy shit. That's some crazy shit. But yes, theoretically, if your card is a 1 of 5 in population, 1 of 10 in population, you could theoretically not only run up the prices on the other cards in population, but buy out the other cards. It doesn't even have to be your own listing. You can bid on other listings, drive up the price, and then now you've averaged in at a total cost that's much cheaper than what the card's market is. And then you could go to a show and say, oh, hey, this is what market is. All right, I'll take this. So this is very interesting. Again, it's not new. This is just shill bidding. But it's really legal when you do it on your own products. But you could just bid on other stuff, you know, and bid as high as you're willing to pay. You know, there is a buying out the market. You know, it's tough to call this manipulation when it's really in the core root of it. You're taking advantage of illiquid cards, illiquid markets, and collectibles are very illiquid, so you can do something like this. This is a very gray area, and it only works if you have a card that is super rare to the point where there's only like 10 or 20, and then even at that point you would have to try to own most of the ones that are out there. So that's why you see a lot of these YouTubers, they have a lot of these Giratina PSA 10s. They have tons of them. Right before the hype, they went into all the illustration rares, bought a ton of them, graded a ton of them, and are slowly releasing them into long-term collectors. Alright, next up, let's take a look at this. PSA announces 2026 London expansion. So this is great. I know there's a lot of UK people I've been talking to who have wanting to be submitting with PSA. This is fantastic. It's going to bring things more accessible to people in Europe. I think it might be good to the point. I think people in France and the neighboring countries, they actually travel like it's allowed. It's part of the European Union. So if you don't have a PSA near you, odds are you might drive up to the one in the UK if it's a short, you know, if it's a close distance to you. But this is awesome. This is awesome. PSA is expanding. I support this. I know there's a lot of PSA haters out there, but you're hating for the wrong reasons. You're hating for the wrong reasons. There's bigger things in the works. All right, next up, unfortunately, we got to follow that up with some sad news. Team Rocket strikes again.
$55,000 in Pokemon cards. He says he was planning on opening up his own store until his house was robbed. Fox 26's Angie Rodriguez joining us live in the studio with this story. Angie.
Yeah, Caroline, Lewis told us he started collecting trading cards earlier this year, along with many other collectibles. He tells me he dedicated an entire room in his house to them that was broken into just this past month. Now, this video on your screen is of that alleged break-in. You can see a suspect go ahead and get closer to that camera, taping it up with duct tape. Then moments later, Lewis says they allegedly stole over $55,000 in Pokemon cards.
Me and my wife were out with the family at a birthday party that day. It was Sunday. It was about 3 p.m. during the day. And some guys came in and kicked the door in. And they ran in here with trash bags and emptied out all the boxes that were in this room. And, you know, they took off. And then when we got back, you know, we saw the damage and called the police.
That's unbelievable, Angie. Do we know what kind of Pokemon cards were stolen? Was it anything particularly rare?
Yeah, it was just a lot, it seems like. Lewis tells me they were brand new and sealed prismatic evolution card boxes. So I looked up the price of those on eBay. A super premium collection box set is worth approximately $900, so they're pretty pricey. He says the thieves stole hundreds of those.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's,
Whoa. A super premium collection is 900. What happened?
It's disappointing, you know, seeing your fruits of your labor go down the drain through a robbery. But all I can do is, you know, hope that there's justice made, and you know, we figure out a way to get the money back and continue our business.
Now, we reached out to the Harris County Precinct 4 Constable's Office to get an update on suspects or the latest on the investigation. Once we get that info, we'll make sure to keep you updated. In the studio, Angie Rodriguez, Fox.
So that is very sad. That is, I mean, it's a real eye-opener. It's not a store getting robbed now. This is somebody's house getting robbed. It really feels like the way the guy immediately saw the camera and hit it, either the camera wasn't well covered or this was a coordinated theft. And I feel like this happens sometimes when maybe you yap a little too much. You succeed in silence. You be very low-key on things. You don't boast. You don't brag because you attract this negative energy. You are a humble Pokemon collector. You do everything that you normally do, just on the side you collect Pokemon. And if you want to start a business, also keep it low-key. You know, you have to advertise your company and all that, but don't brag, don't boast. This is bad. It's crazy. It's crazy what's going on, man. I think this is just, we're gonna probably hear, and this is just the natural psychology of things, is that we're just gonna hear more and more of these things happening to the point where it's gonna, the next one might be like a big heist at like Walmart or something. It's gonna be bad. I don't know. I don't know how this is gonna happen, but I think maybe for Ascended Heroes or the celebrations, we might see some crazy shit going on. But next up, are base cards valuable? Take a look.
Why do base sports cards have no value? Everyone just wants their hits, you know, their RPAs, memorabilia, whatnot, but what if we started making these base cards valuable? That's why I'm going to buy them off of you for $5 per pound, $2.50 per half pound. If you're interested, shoot me a DM. Check the link in my bio.
And this is what I love about people starting to understand the market. You now have a good idea that there's no scalpers. The market hype is market hype. Scalpers are contributing to price rising, but ultimately scalpers are a result of price rising, not the reverse. Scalpers don't make the price rise. It's the price rising that attracts scalpers into the market. So this is a very fundamental thing to understand, and I love this person's approach to this, because yes, this is how you make things more valuable. If you have extendable income, start collecting all your base cards of your favorite players or your favorite Pokemon. You never know, some of the rarest artworks or some of the rarest things that you see out there are also some of the simplest looking things. Some cards that look like something that you would just skip past could actually be worth a lot of money. So go through your bulk, go collect some more of these cards. You know, this is ultimately how you position yourself for the next coming wave of hype. That is a strategy. I like this guy's strategy. He's not picking it up, you know, for crazy money, but you are getting a good amount for your bulk that you normally wouldn't have otherwise. All right, so I'm sure you've heard about this. The Cheetozard guy has been interviewed on the Netflix Golden Show, and this was just very cringe. Take a look at this.
This is coming home with me tonight.
Did you fly in?
I flew in from Asia.
Wow.
Just for this.
Just for this.
Just for this.
All right. Well, be careful with that. That's a corn snack. Well, Guinness Book of World Records, great corn snack right there, my friend.
This is a natural glitch that meets nostalgic perfection.
My pleasure.
What? This is a natural glitch. We got some more of that here. Let's take a look.
All right. And then look more. You're going to finish at the door. So not towards the camera, but at the door.
Door here. This door.
Yes. Ready and go for it.
Alright, this is right around and Dave will cue you next.
I mean, this guy is this guy is a hella cringe. I'm not gonna lie, this guy is a little bit cringe, but this is the type of collector that is gonna be interested in the Cheetos art. Is gonna be this type of dude. I don't think he actually flew in from Asia. He's kind of masking his identity, so not to attract unnecessary heat to himself. So he's playing his cards right, but it's also being a little bit somewhat cringe, which actually could play into the meme factor. I like it. I like it, but I don't like it at the same time. I'm very conflicted. Next up, this is a reminder, everybody, that no matter who you are, you could get scammed by these whatnot scammers. Just make sure you're on top of your shit. Check this out. We've seen this, I think we've seen this earlier this month, but I'd like to recap it to help people remember to be careful out there.
Yeah, it's this one. It's this one.
Coop, I am really liking your odds here, man.
Me too, dude.
He's got 2 guaranteed hits.
Yeah.
Wait, so I thought he thought he was just a random chatter. He knew it was Coop. He knew it was Coop the whole time, and he still robbed
You
it,
have 2
dude.
guaranteed hits. Wait.
Wait,
Wait.
what? Wait, what? A foil Stussy on the front? That can't happen.
I don't. Maybe he didn't know.
See ya.
The actual.
All right,
Coop.
let
Maybe
me
he just
blast
wrote his
the
name,
audio
actually.
because you can hear them whispering to each other.
So bad, bro. Why would you do this?
It's a god pack.
This is just like, if imagine pulling a god pack for Coop and then even making it a collab with Coop, saying like he opened up a god pack on my stream. Are you kidding me? Like, the greed and the terrible mentality people have. But it's unfortunate because what he's gonna do is that he's either gonna change his name, he's gonna go back into the Whatnot app if he gets banned, because their verification is not really that good, and this is unfortunately just the natural way things happen. The good thing is that Coop got refunded. Unfortunately, normal people don't get as easily refunded like this, because if it's a pack, they'll refund you the value of the pack, not what you hit in the pack. For Coop, they refunded him the full value.
He says it. The OP13 God Pack is actually like $2,000. The Altar Elders are 300 plus minimum. Just goes to the next pack.
Oh, we just sleeved it up for you.
Oh, we just sleeved it up for you. Okay, so you're not gonna show us. You're not gonna like open it on stream.
Sleeve what? We just sleeved the whole pack for you? Like, oh my god! Like,
yeah, it's this one. It's this one.